Hey everyone, it's Pastor Brammick. Today is March the 27th. It is a Thursday. It is time for our daily devotion. We are continuing with Psalm 20 today, and we're going to be going back a little bit here to look at verse 1. May the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of the God of Jacob protect you. So I asked the question to our Bible class this past Sunday about why does it say the name of God will protect you as opposed to just God will protect you? Why do we have the name of God? And a lot of times I think people don't really think too deeply about that, or they maybe think, well, it doesn't really matter, it's synonymous. But really, the name of God is cited very often in the scriptures as opposed to just God being mentioned. And, in 2 Chronicles 2 verse 1, God says that he will cause his name to dwell in the temple. God's name is holy, and it has its own commandment, right? The second commandment, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. God's name is associated with his glory. We see this in the 29th Psalm and in Isaiah 42. It's associated with salvation, right? With Jesus. There is no other name given among men by which we must be saved, Acts 4:12. And then, in Revelation 3:12, there's a reference to the name of God being written on his people. And then, of course, how can we forget when the scriptures say to baptize into the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? And so the name has a lot of very powerful associations to it, that whenever God's name is written or spoken or said, that there is power to that name. And this is why we don't view baptism symbolically, but that God is literally putting his name on you. And, wherever God's name is, there are also the benefits of that name, that wherever God places his name, he is placing ownership, relationship, and protection, covenant, right? All of these very important considerations to be upon whatever God is putting his name on. And of course, we think about this with baptism. We think about this with the invocation that's spoken at the beginning of the service. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in their midst. Jesus says in Matthew. We think about the benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you his peace. That Numbers chapter 6 talks about that as God putting his name on the people. So we want to maintain this considerable understanding of God's name and what it means and the power that it delivers and that accompanies it, because that is definitely a part of our theology, both in understanding the Old Testament temple and the covenant people,